Alright, so I've got a fun one here. This is what I refer to as a duckbill. There's probably 1,000 different names. I love this little pocket here. I've never really used these until recently, where I found that they're super handy for when I'm doing tomahawks, that kind of stuff. That way you can grab, and you're basically grabbing either side on the head, so I can manipulate the eye and the back end. If I'm putting like say a spike on the back of it, or I'm putting the pipe on the back of it, it really allows me to have good stability without it running off. One big thing with these to be aware of, they are laser cut out, so there is a little bit of a sharp burr here. Come in just with a nice little round file and work into this portion here just to soften it so it doesn't bite. If you still find that it bites, soften it a bit more. It's a self-fulfilling problem, you know. You see something you don't like, modify it and make it work for you. So nice and simple. The jaw is offset at the beginning there. We're just going to turn it, center it up onto that center mass, then put the two together. Right. You know, every time I'm doing this at the anvil with 2 pairs of tongs, you could just as easily use a vise. Turned it the same direction each time. That don't look too bad. I've just got to dogleg it a tad. Just going to knock it out of line just a little bit. And what I'm trying to achieve is getting that alignment of this face here into the back of that eye. Just a little push. Should be fair. It's not much of a thing, but it'll help with final assembly. I've got the previous one, and we can just go straight ahead and rivet that up. This one I put a little bit of a kick out because I'm probably going to need it to be kicked out to begin with. So I may as well do the same here, just for the function that I want it for. Just as well, if you're doing like a heavy fishtail on the back of like a clamp chopper or something like that, you can go in there with that fishtail back end as well as using it for your axes and such. Right, pop that rivet in. Look at that rivet already in a little Ziploc bag, so it comes with the kit, which is awesome. Don't put them together the wrong way. Set your rivet. When you're pushing down, try and make sure it pushes truly straight down. I put a little bit of a forward push on my hammer blow, just to try and get it to swell more centered. That seems nice, not a problem. I virtually always cool off the reins just to make it a little bit more comfortable. Just trying to keep that mass nice and centered, bevel it around the outside. That's more than suffice. Now, just going to get those to line up a little bit. So push on that side, push on that side. Just keep alternating. Nothing too dramatic. I'm striking at that angle, so if it's at the angle of the jaw, trying to help keep that centered as I push it in. It's not too bad. And if you wanted nice narrow pieces, that would work well. And adjust them to, there we go, get that rivet to ease. Lovely. Something that will happen sometimes with the reins, as you go to open them up, especially if they're kicked a little wide this way, they'll just bend on you. Just bring them back into alignment, start wiggling them a little bit. Nothing's ever broken in blacksmithing, you just need to get it back into alignment. Then I had my axe, so I'm going to set that up. That fits in there pretty nicely. If you look back at the handle portion, it's a little wide. So I could do with a little bit more bend in here. So just a little tap. I'm giving it the softest squeeze. And as I'm tapping it in, I'm causing it to bend, and when I find a happy position for my hand, that's where I'll leave it be. That now gives me a really nice controllable position for my axe for when I'm forging, especially with the eye portion and pulling out the tail if I'm doing the spike back on that tomahawk. And final alignment, if it needs anything, do it in the hand. Don't grab a hold of your hot axe. Whenever you stick something inside a pair of tongs, just guarantee it's going to get hot on you, so be careful. My rein's got a little bent there, so actually these have set up nice to dog leg. That's how they've come across, so I may as well just pop a little bend here. Set the reins fair. Stay on the floor. I might adjust those jaws. I've got a little rotation in the jaws, so I just want to turn those a little bit with the tongs. If you find that this is too wide for the material that you're working, feel free to compress it in a little bit so it holds on to, say if you're using 1/4 inch or something like that. Or if it's not wide enough, go in there with a drift and just open it up a little bit, or a pair of needle nose pliers. Once it's hot, you can actually pry it open. You can probably even get a pair of flats in there, open it up a little bit as well. This is me just being a little finicky. I noticed that the jaw had rotated just a little bit from that vertical plane. I could do this in a vise, but I'm at the anvil, so I'll do a little turn there, a little turn there. That's all I needed, nothing much. Now I can cool everything off again, easing that rivet. All happy with that? Good. Starting to seize up a little bit, so I lift it out until it relaxes. It seizes, ease it out a little bit. Alright, good pair of duckbills.